morning, everybody. Michael here with Conquest Overland, coming to you from a beautiful dispersed campsite just outside of Greenwater, Washington. I love coming out to this area just because there's so many networks of trails that lead to so many different areas, and you could just spend weekends after weekends exploring them all. But for this particular weekend, I'm out here on a solo adventure, and I had tracked out and planned on doing Stampede Pass. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with that particular trail, it basically connects from Highway 410 to Highway I-90, and you connect between the two major highways all via the Stampede Pass trail. And it provides incredible views of this area here in the Mt Baker-Snoqualmie National Forest, and plenty of dispersed camping opportunities, hiking trails. There's just so much out here. So I've done this particular trail once before a few years back and remember it being absolutely incredible. But I pushed through it and did it all in a day. So this weekend I want to kind of slow down the pace, take my time, and just really explore the area and enjoy the views. So this morning we got breakfast made, coffee going, and we're just relaxing. I got this beautiful vista view that just surrounds 360 degrees from this particular campsite. And over here in the way, Mount Rainier's trying to break through from the clouds, but the views are incredible. And it's nice that we're finally having some blue skies, because even last night when I came in, it was just super windy up here. I came in with tons of downpour rain, so it was a complete 180 of what the weather is currently. But with all the rain, probably got some of the best sleep. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I did bring all our sleeping gear, or my sleeping gear I should say, because this time I'm doing a real easy setup. I'm of the stature to just actually camp out and sleep in the back seat of the Tacoma. So it works easy. There's no tent to worry about, break it down or set up. Just throw some pillows in there, blankets, call it good. So there's really nothing to worry about with that. So I'll show you guys more of that setup here as our trip progresses. But right now, this is just an amazing start to the day. Great cup of coffee, incredible views, awesome weekend. After soaking up the views from first night's camp, I packed up all the gear and set out to begin the Stampede Pass trail. The actual set trail is just over 30 miles in length, though with the many connecting side roads, I know there will be much more to explore. So I wanted to take a quick minute, hop out of the truck, and just kind of further explain the beauty of just getting out and exploring nearby trails, even if you don't plan on having a set destination. Because just coming around a corner, I found this unoccupied dispersed camping site with those views right in the background. Incredible. So definitely added a waypoint on the Gaia GPS to know next time we come back out here, this is another option as far as camping. But my goodness, I mean, when you start to tally all these up and the next time you go out, you can go out with confidence knowing that you have multiple options as far as camping, especially if they're already occupied. But wow, love it. Even as many times as I've come out here, still discovering new spots. As I continued along the open gravel road, enjoying the incredible views, sounds of the outdoors, and the squeaky leaf springs on the truck, I was in constant amazement just how beautiful this landscape was, and anxious for what lies ahead. Alright guys, so I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break here because it is lunchtime, or probably actually past it. It's more like 3 o'clock. I got sidetracked on the trails today because of all the sightseeing and stopping and taking pictures and all that good stuff. So kind of missed the lunch deadline, so we're going to have a late lunch. But this spot seems pretty good for lunch. Got nice views all around, so let's go ahead and get everything prepped and get eating. So some of you may remember seeing this for this morning's breakfast. It's a new table that I picked up called the tire table, and basically it's super compact, which is why I like it, but it literally adheres to the tire, hence the name. So I wanted something nice and compact, easy to set up and put away, and gives me still room on the actual tailgate of the truck. So I picked this guy up, and first time testing this out for this weekend. But basically you put the 2 brackets in here, loosen these screws, which allows you to adjust for the tire width size. Put it over the tire. Get it where you want it size-wise. and then you tighten these screws back in, and then that's it. So it has grip tape on the little pegs here as well as the backside to kind of help adhere to the tire a little bit more. But other than that, that's it. So you have another surface to prep, eat from, cook on, whatever you need. So that way with the tailgate and pulling out and opening the drawers in the bed of the truck, I have now another platform to use and be able to, you know, set things on as I need it. Alright, so we got prosciutto, Havarti, and Gouda grilled cheese going for lunch. Looks yummy. With lunch out of the way, the next item on the agenda was to find camp for the evening. With no real planned destination, I set out for a quest, finding where to call home for the evening.
We've shared dreams under open skies. We've loved far and we've traveled wide. But the best is yet to come. Danced out late in the pouring rain. Never lost hope, never lost the flame. And the best is yet to come. We've waited long enough by now. We've got a song and we should sing it out. There's a spark in you and a spark in me. So get up, let's take the lead.
Part of what makes Stampede Pass so unique is the history behind why it exists in the first place. Its importance lies almost entirely with railroading. Construction for the Northern Pacific Railway began back in 1870, spanning over 6,800 miles in track from the Great Lakes to here in the Pacific Northwest. The main activities were shipping wheat and other farm products, cattle, timber, and minerals, bringing in consumer goods, transporting passengers, and selling land. You can witness this piece of history as the Stampede Pass Trail crosses directly under this railway. Okay guys, so today ended up actually being pretty well accomplished. I actually finished Stampede Pass. I know the trail was relatively short, but I kind of got into a rhythm on the second half there after I kind of told myself after lunch to stop making so many stops along the way and taking pictures. Ended up just completing the latter half of it and made it, as you can probably see behind me there, to I-90 highway. So that officially connects, like I mentioned before, from 410 highway going through Greenwater all the way to just past Snoqualmie Pass here heading eastbound. This is I-90 kind of below me there, and the lake that you see, pardon me for mispronouncing it, I think is Kichilas Lake, maybe. I know it's not Cachis Lake, it's the one west of that, so maybe one of you guys can correct me in the comments, I don't know. But this is the bottom half of the lake here, so we ended up getting an incredible view here. I just stumbled on this site. I didn't want to completely get and finish Stampede Pass 100% by hopping onto I-90. I veered off one of the forest roads just before, did a little research and ended up finding this particular spot. So I'll call this home for tonight and hopefully have a nice sunset to witness. Alright, so now that I'm at camp, slowly getting everything put together, I got, let me see here, got the little propane fireplace right there on this little overlook. I'll be able to look out to the lake this evening, which will be amazing to watch. It's a little table going, we'll get some dinner prepped. But while I still have light, I wanted to show you guys the camping setup, I should say. So, if you watched the last episode, you know that Karina and I forgot practically everything for our sleeping arrangement. Forgot the tent, a way to air up the air mattress, sleeping bags, pillows. It was just kind of a mess, but we made the best of it. Now on this solo adventure trip that I'm doing, I'm making it even easier, so I don't have practically anything to set up. So I mentioned before this morning, but I'm setting everything up in the back of the truck. I fit in here, it works, it's comfy. I have the beds practically made up with the pillows, blankets, and then a seat cover for Stanley when we have him in the back, our dog. But what's cool about that is it acts like a hammock almost, because it protects the back of the front seats. So for those of you wondering, this will be kind of what it looks like. So I got the blankets, pillows, and like I mentioned, this seat cover here, it goes on, it wraps to the headrests on both the front and the back, and it makes for actually a pretty darn cozy setup. I'm of the stature where I fit, so it works for me. There's no tent or anything to set up whatsoever, and especially if it downpour rains like it did last night, I don't have anything to worry about. Nice, cozy, warm, and dry right in here. So, and for the meantime, this will work for solo trips. So guys, as I'm sitting here enjoying this beautiful evening, looking down on the lake, I have a wonderful fire going, the weather's perfect. I just wanted to share some information with you guys as far as, being safe and prepared when going out on solo trips, just like I have on this weekend's excursion. For starters, when you guys go out independently, there's nothing wrong with that by any means. You just have to go prepared, knowing that those back home know your route, know when you're expected to be back, and have a general time frame of how long it's gonna take you to accomplish your designated route. And one item that I have found extremely useful, that I should probably have been using a lot sooner, but I have it now and been using it quite frequently, has been this Garmin inReach Mini. And what's unique about this guy, along with an emergency SOS for when things get very dicey and you do need immediate help, they do have what I like, just simple check-in. They have check-in features which allow you to send preset messages along with custom messages to family and friends back home. And what's really cool is that instead of messaging directly on the device, you can actually link it to your smartphone via Bluetooth with the Garmin EarthMate app, and it allows you to send a text message just like you normally would when you do have service. But what's really cool about that is it gives your location when you send a generic message to let everybody know where you are. But also it's just letting you know as a check-in as far as, hey, I made it to the trail, or I'm coming home, or I'm coming home but the trip got delayed. It just allows everybody to know that you're safe and to kind of get a status update when you are way remote and don't have any cell service. Now this weekend in particular, I wasn't anywhere too deep in the backcountry per se, but as trips do progress, this is a nice little tool to have in your arsenal. And even with overlanding trips, I use it in conjunction with hiking excursions as well. It's small enough, it's light enough, just put it in your bag, and if situations progress to where you need something, you have the peace of mind knowing that you're just a button push away from getting the help that you need. So just wanted to share that with you guys, just because communication is so key when you're out here, especially when you're doing solo adventures. I by any means am not sponsored whatsoever by Garmin. This is just a tool that I have found extremely valuable as I've gone on bigger and bigger trips, and just kind of wanted to share that with you all so you can add, maybe an equivalent to your bag as well when you're going out on trips of your own. As the evening came to a close, the colors of sunset began to emerge. This truly was an incredible weekend getaway. For more content, be sure to subscribe and also follow along on our Instagram page at Conquest Overland. Until next time, safe travels.